watching and commenting on Robert Baker video, and I started watching video private and decided to go live and keep watching and then comment on it. So here we go. I'm not a fan of Robert Baker. Robert Baker has taught heresy. Heresy means lies, falsehoods about what the Bible teaches. And one of the things that is taught that is a heresy is he teaches Old Testament faith works. He teaches that people are saved by a combination of faith and works in the Old Testament, whereas the Bible teaches that they're saved by faith alone now, and they were saved by faith. What Baker has taught heresy in Old Testament salvation is taught that Old Testament Jews were saved by faith and works. Works had no part in salvation for the Jews. And works have no part in salvation now either. So there's other heresies too. We don't have to get into that now. We're going to watch this video. And I might change the title because he's going to bring up a topic. And he once again exposes his immaturity and his narcissism, his narcissistic nature. From what I've seen already, but watching this privately before starting to watch it here. So he talks about going through hardship, and he said some people brings out their bad character, shows their bad person going through trouble. Some people brings out a good character. That's a sign of immaturity, where people lack the ability to perceive nuances. That's a mark of immaturity and lack of wisdom. Where in an infantile stage, juvenile stage, as you're growing up, human beings have a tendency to perceive things in black and white. It's called black and white thinking. And with maturity and growing wisdom, people get better at perceiving nuances. Whereas a child is more likely to be like dad because you're grounded. And mom goes, oh, little thing, I'm sorry, dad grounded you. Dad is all bad. He's a bad parent. Mom is a good parent. And when you get older, you might go, you know what, my father, after you leave the home and you're an adult, you think back to a child, you know what, my father had some bad traits, but also had some good ones. And there's some things he taught were good, some things were bad. And he was a flawed human being, but he had some good things about him too. Whereas a child is more likely to be like, today, dad is like, you're grounded. Dad, you're a bad dad. Okay, see, 100% bad, black. And then mom is like, I'm sorry, dad grounded you. And mom is a good parent. See? So it's like either you're good or you're bad, either you're black or you're white, either you're 100% this, 100% that. And that is a sign, a mark of a lower level of perception, discernment, wisdom, and maturity. And Robert Baker exhibits that, which is common, unfortunately, that people all like this today, where they're all or nothing. Somebody's either 100% bad or they're really good. So generally, somebody exhibiting an inability to perceive nuances and operate a lot in black and white thinking is a red flag and a sign of immaturity. So let's get into this now. Watch the video. Verify microphone on. This is Robert Baker's video, Know Thyself, Walking and Talking, Robert Baker. Robert Baker, I'm not a fan of Robert Baker. Robert Baker is a heretic. He's immature. And I've said it before and I stand by it, that he strikes me as a covert narcissist. He's highly narcissistic. This is secular psychology term. He's highly narcissistic. And I don't have to get bogged down with that. But you look the video here. Maybe play it at 1.5 speed, save some time. This is a few seconds. I get ready to break my fast. I do omelette fast, and people that subscribe to me for some time know that I do omelette fast, which means I eat only one time per day, and typically towards the end of the day. And Rob Baker has been talking about his unhappy. That's another one. That's something that I commented on when he made the video, when he talks about, I have a bed day. I'm not happy about this bed. I'm trying to get rid of it. I blame the process feeding America. And I made a comment on that shows narcissism and inability to accept responsibility, which is a big part of narcissism and immaturity. We won't take responsibility. Where he goes in one of his YouTube channels, he goes, yeah, I've been having health problems and I got this belly, I'm trying to get rid of it. I've been the process food in America. I've dealt with the same type of people from an American panel sometimes, and I'm ripped with the six pack and the shape, and some people might get jealous and start talking about that. It's easy for you to stay in shape. Like in America, everything has sugar or something. It's going to talk about how if you guys want to lose weight, to cut down the sugars, all the things you can do, and supplementations and so diet supplementation, and where everything. But no, it's not. So Rod Baker blaming the processed food in America for him being fat and unhealthy shows his immaturity and his failure to accept responsibility, because he hasn't been loving the truth enough, care enough about the truth, growing up and going to learn what I've known about health fitness, how to just learn the truth about health fitness that I've learned. It's like what makes people fat, what makes people lose weight. He hasn't learned about vitamin supplementation, hasn't learned about that. And he's been exposed to enough light that's in my YouTube channel, come across my YouTube channel. He's left comments on another channel I have. So he's aware of me, and he hasn't taken my advice all these years, which shows his pride and arrogance. And if he would listen to me, I would have told him about vitamin C mega dosing. I never saw him make a video. He got into that. If you watch Tom Levy, vitamin C expert, Tom Levy in the videos, he talks about vitamin C can help reduce fat, because one of the reasons people get so fat is the toxins that people are exposed to having in their bodies. And if you take vitamin C, that can help to counteract the toxins and basically end up helping you to lose fat. So Rod Baker for years been talking about how he's been fat and he doesn't like being fat. If you would have taken my advice when he found my channel about Mike Sass protocol, quit the sugar, or at least eat a lot less sugar, take these supplements, and vitamin C is one of them, and detox your life. Stop using all these perfume fragrance having cleaning products, because these can attack your testosterone if you're a man. All these fragrance, perfume, having clean products. And if testosterone goes down, belly fat goes up in a man. God, since talking about health fitness on YouTube, or one better how to do this, but for YouTube, this content for education purpose only does not replace professional medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional. But basically, he could have started taking my advice and learning from me, but he's too prideful to. And then he blames the processed food America. You know what? I've gone on a low sugar diet, and here's my food secret. I live in the same world as Rob Baker does. I'm 37 years old. Only 125,000 men have a six-pack about 35 years old. And I could eat junk food and get fat and then blame the processed food in the supermarket. But I don't, because I go to the supermarket and they have a lot of bad options. They have a cereal, okay, with cereal, with sugar and this and that in it. They have processed food, highly processed food. But they also have a frozen meat aisle where you can buy pork chops, for example. I can go buy pork chops, unprocessed. No added sugar, no seasonings, no flavorings, just meat, frozen meat. They have options. They have olive oil. You don't have to buy the seed oils, the canola oil, the sunflower oil. You can buy olive oil, avocado, coconut oil. So the problem is Robert Baker, not that there are bad options in the supermarket. The problem is he's been choosing the bad options.
Yeah.
Wave to everybody. What's that on your hat? OCO. OCO means hello in Cherokee, so he always likes to wear his hat. Where'd he go? He vanished. There he is. All right, so let me get started today. I want to talk about know thyself. You know, the old philosopher or something used to say, know thyself. Do you know who you are? That's a good question. Who are you? Do you know? Do you know your own heart? The Bible says the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Sometimes your heart is awful. And sometimes you don't know who you are until you actually go through some things. And so
it's pretty simple. We're Christians. I'm a Christian, which means it's not that some people have a bad heart, but some people have a good heart. Okay, what the Bible teaches is you have a sin nature. and other balance for the heart. So if you operate from the sin nature, you have the sins coming out of you. It's pretty simple. It's not that some human beings are lost with a good heart, and some people are saved with a bad heart, and some people are saved and they got a good heart. Well, the simple truth, clearly, is what the Bible teaches. If you're a saved person, you have a new nature. You can walk after the Spirit. You can have the fruits of the Spirit. And anything good that comes out of you as a Christian is not coming from your heart. It's not coming from you, your identity. It's coming from God. If you walk after the Spirit, you have the fruits of the Spirit flow for you. Joy, peace, long suffering, which means in the morning you can walk after the flesh and have the fruits of the flesh. The works of the flesh come out of you: envy, murder, lying, this and that sin. And then in the afternoon, after you confess your sins, reading the Bible, restore fellowship, you can have the fruits of joy, peace, long suffering come out of the same person. It's not that, well, some people walk around, they got a bad heart, so they will have just badness come out of them. No, if you're a Christian, you have two natures. So you have a new nature, and you can walk after that. You can walk after the Spirit, or you can walk after the flesh. So this is once again Rob Breaker being confused and ignorant and not being informed. Because some people have bad hearts. Human beings starting out, we're all bad. There's none of you good nor not one. They all go out of the way to get to become unprofitable. Out of the heart proceed the evil thoughts, which are the other thing. So all human beings starting out are nothing but evil. It is a matter of degrees of how bad people are. Okay, and that's your sin nature that you retain after you get saved. You still have your old man, your sin nature. And you can walk after the flesh and you have sins come out of you. You have sinful thoughts, sinful deeds, sinful feelings. Or you can walk after the Spirit. And then you have the fruits of the Spirit come out of you.
As you go through things, that's when you find out who you really are, but that's when others find out who you are as well. In fact, when people go through some things, how they react to it, you stay in front of me, buddy, okay? Stay in front. How they react to what they go through, how they react to adversity, shows you who they are. Some people, their good character comes out in bad times. Other people, they go through bad stuff and you can find out, hey, guess what? They really had bad character.
And I can say this, having been a person that's been going through extreme adversity, brought the best and brought the best and the worst out of me. So being a Christian, being taught with persecution, that's brought the best and the worst of me. So what is this persecution I'm going through? It's oppression. It's oppression. This persecution program, the worst of great problems in my life, have followed me, stalked, harassed me, to keep up to attack me in different ways. It's what? It's oppression. What does the Bible say? Surely oppression makes a wise man mad. And I've been oppressed. And people can misjudge me as, oh, Mike's a bad person because I see him crashing out and getting angry sometimes. Surely oppression makes a wise man mad. And a gift destroys the heart. And then I pasted in mad definition from Webster 28. Disordered intellect, distracted, furious. Proceeded from disordered intellect and expressing it. It's a mad, enraged, furious as a mad dog. Inflamed with anger. And some people might see me being persecuted and oppressed for many years, be enraged and angry, and kind of lose my mind a little bit now and then, like, oh man, maybe, oh, Mike's a bad person, he's got bad character, he's angry and stuff like this. And Rob Baker's from shade this video, he's done that before. It was like he's aware of my YouTube channel, he takes those shots. That's why I count him as on the people that's been helping to talk me for this program. This has been talking about passive aggressiveness in videos before. And most people do that, I'll put up to do.
They really were bad people. And they get hate.
With me, this adversity I've been going through is what I brought the best and the worst in me. After the persecution started, I became more disciplined. So before this persecution adversity happened, like this, I've always had adversity in my life, but after this gang stalking persecution started talking to me, there's some changes where, for example, I've improved in different ways. I learned things. I become more disciplined. I learned to control my eating, where I started doing OMAD fasting and eat only one time per day. I stopped watching porn, which is something a lot of Christian men do. And I don't watch porn ever, which means I stop watching porn, become more disciplined in that, stop watching porn while this persecution is going on. More discipline, so you don't watch porn anymore. I eat only one time per day. I went on a low sugar diet. Before the persecution started, I wasn't really preaching the gospel publicly, reach a lot of people. After persecution started, I've got more serious about sobriety. Uh, so this program has brought out the best and the worst in me. But Rob Baker's type of guy, I don't like a bad person because look at how mad he gets and how he's reacting to being persecuted when he wouldn't deal with it better. And it's like people like I think all Rob Baker has taught me while I'm being persecuted with passive aggressiveness in the videos and covert. They're being wicked and they don't even have like, oh, but the person's going through extreme adversity and they're being told that their mind and body's under attack, being harassed and persecuted, and they're kind of acting out. No, should you have a life of not being persecuted, and they have it pretty darn easy compared to me, and they're still being super wicked and doing evil things.
Hateful, they get resentful, they get mean, they get upset, they lash out. Somebody that's heart is right, well, they go through some things. Well, they just kind of first thought is, well, I better pray, or I need to think about God first, or I need to have some compassion, or I need to have love, or something like that. So the more you go through things,
You don't know how I've been responding to this. I've been long-suffering and kind to persecutors that I've been dealing with over in Sweden. For many years, I was being very long-suffering and kind and putting up with stuff and being good to those that would persecute me and stuff and blessing and cursing. I got to a point where I realized I had to start standing up for myself more. And that kind of change happened automatically. Because it's like, as much light in me, if it be possible, as much light in the peace of the Lord, man. And it's been less in me and less possible.
the more you find out who you are.
Is a victim, man. Immature.
And sometimes it'll scare you. I've seen some people that I thought they were one thing, and then they went through something and they turned into something completely different. And they turned out to be scary.
You know, David, God said that David was a man after his own heart, and he committed sin of murder. He murdered a man to be able to fornicate with his wife, to be able to sleep with a man's wife. David murdered, and the Bible says David was a man after God's own heart. Okay. So notice how he's coming from a lower level understanding. It's like somebody has a good heart or a bad heart. And if they go through hardness, they're sure if they got a bad heart or a good heart. No, human beings have a sin nature, and saved people retain the sin nature, which means sometimes you walk after the flesh and sometimes you walk after the spirit. And if you walk after the spirit, you can enjoy peace, long suffering, meekness, temperance, and so on. And sometimes you're not walking after the flesh, and you have the sins come out of you, that bad stuff. There are two natures. Now, but some people have a good heart, some Christians have a good heart, some Christians have a bad heart. There's Christians having two natures, everybody. And then it depends on what's coming out of you and how you operate. It depends on if you walk after the spirit or if you walk after the flesh. Then there is another level about like physical stuff, like if people are depressed or if they have PTSD or CPTSD, they might that kind of crash out more too. If somebody has this health problem, I mean, it's like somebody's got Alzheimer's, for example, and if they don't watch my videos, I recommend Bible memorization as a sign of. It's like as a Christian, you stop memorizing the Bible, read the Bible, and I think care about memorizing, so you can quote some verses by heart. And then if they tell me they didn't memorize one verse yet, and I go, I'm a bad Christian, and just don't care enough about the word of God to remember it. But what if the person has Alzheimer's and they have like a really bad memory because they understand? So it's like there's spiritual, psychological, physical, so there's different things that will influence how a person operates. But a major thing for your spiritual walk that is important is that all you walk after the spirit, walk after the flesh. If you walk after the spirit, you can have the good fruits come out of you, regardless of difficult circumstances. And if you walk after the flesh, you have bad fruits, even if you have that kind of easy circumstances. So it depends on how you operate. It's a day-to-day thing. So a Christian can walk after the flesh in the morning, after the spirit in the afternoon.
very, very scary people. And I hate that.
He shows that he lacks the nuances, and he shows him that he doesn't really understand doctrine. He shows that he's blind to nuances.
I hate that. So let me start off with the verses here today, and then we'll talk about knowing yourself. Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 23 says, "Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life." Now, it's not your physical pump. Your heart is your being, who you are.
Well, Baker's put the Bible needs to pull up his phone to look at the verses every time. He doesn't know the Bible walking forward.
Your psyche, your soul, everything that you are that will live in the next life. So keep who you are with all diligence. Put away from thee a froward mouth, and perverse lips put far from thee. Don't go telling dirty jokes. Don't go using bad words. Don't talk.
And notice how his focus seems that he himself has been speaking perverse things by preaching heresies, and by targeting me with passive aggressiveness in past videos, like throwing shade. It's like insinuating things and attacking with sound of life in his videos. He's done that. So he's guilty himself in different areas of his life. Or these, but it's like his focus on the major thing. I see this lot of hypocrisy in Christian pastors, where it's like, I saw recently where some pastors talking about they were focusing on alcohol and drinking alcohol. But they weren't talking about a more common problem. Christians watching porn, committing fornication against this free fornication, which is a common problem in Christian churches that the male congregation are watching porn on the regular. But it's like they talk, it's almost like scapegoats, like, yeah, some Christians are getting drunk, they're bad. But it's like the elephant in the room is most Christian men are porn addicts and watching porn like on a daily basis or like on a weekly basis. And that's a more serious sin, I would say, in a lot of ways. And yeah.
Talk bad about other people. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder the path of thy feet, and all thy ways shall be established.
Lord Baker doesn't have a lot of wisdom insights in the Bible. He's kind of makes it up as it goes along. And I catch him all the time when he talks about Bible verses, misapplying scripture, and he shows he doesn't understand what Bible verses mean. And he's self-professed blind to scripture and goes, you know what, I read Romans, I just don't see Abraham being justified by, I read the Bible, I just don't see Abraham being justified by faith alone. I can't see that. I see Abraham being justified by faith and works, which means that he's blind, because the Bible clearly teaches that Abraham was justified by faith alone. What's in the scripture? Abraham believed God and was kind of righteousness. What's in the scripture? Abraham believed God and was kind of righteousness. Romans 4:3. Romans 4:3.
Which turn not to the right hand nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil. Remove thy foot from evil. So that's a fun walking and talking today, talking about where we're going. Look at the path. Don't go down the wrong path. Don't walk down the wrong way.
Well, Beck has been speaking for his projector.
But some people, I wonder if what they do, if they think about what they're doing first. And all you can do is your best.
So me going through adversity is called the best and worst in me. I've been improving. I've been in a lot of ways. I've been winning souls. I've got more discipline going through the adversity and persecution. Started fasting, the ultimate fast for 5+ years. I learned more about health, fitness, taking charge of my own health, and having improved health problems before this persecution really kicked in. For 4 hours on antidepressants. During the after the persecution started, I got off the antidepressants, and I learned all about health, fitness. I've become more disciplined. I've stopped watching porn. I eat only 1 time per day, so I've been all fasting. And I've been working despite being persecuted to teach the body of Christ, to teach the body of Christ what I call God's health, fitness, wisdom, teaching other Christians and listen the truth on how to prosper and be greater health. Your health is under attack. There's a war on the health in this world, and a cover up on the truth on how to protect your health and heal yourself. So there's a lot of things that I've done. That meaning the persecution and adversity has brought out both the best and the worst in me. And being taught of this persecution policy made me really mad. And it's led to being angry and stuff. I also deal with liver inflammation and having autism and all of this. And this program was successful. It wanted to make it worse. And I support this persecution program worked to drive me nuts and make me mad and attack my body. That's one of the things. I have liver inflammation, brain inflammation, which is common correlated with mental health problems. And if you have liver inflammation, that can create mental health problems, make mental health problems worse, and your brain controls your mood, your temper, your thoughts, your impulses, your impulse control, and everything else. Which means people that have a brain problem, kind of schizophrenics, they hear voices that other people don't hear. Okay. In the same way, someone can have a brain inflammation problem, and it can lead to them having rages or a hard time controlling themselves, or a hard time focusing, or a bad memory as it is. So part of autism, which I have part of, is new information. Is one of the problems. And this program was to make it worse. So I don't overjudge myself. Like I'm not going to be too harsh on myself. So people I won't break it, they go, oh, look at Mike, he's so bad. Because look at him being mad and raging and stuff, being persecuted. And being very disgusting and like a false balance. Not hate a false balance, but he's misjudging. It's like when Mike is autistic and has new information, and his target upon his work to drive him over the edge and poison him, attack his mind and his body 24/7 for years. And a same principle, his ability is better than the average person would, despite having the problems that he has. So that being an honest person assessment, this Mike has been dealing with this better than the average person has, despite his problems. But what makes the old Mike, you're bad, look at you being angry when you've been told this persecution, when you're a bad person. And if you get angry when you've been told and kind of act out of character, that's who you really are. It just shows that you're a bad person. So that is.
But some people, I wonder if what they do, if they think about what they're doing first. I wonder about some people, if what they do, if they think, how would God respond to this? Or if they just do stuff without thinking about it. You got to be careful.
I do a lot of things without thinking about it. I live in the moment, play by ear. So personally, I do a lot of things without thinking.
Of that. So everything that you do in this life, always make sure you know that you're right with God when you've got the pure word of God.
Break is like sickening in his level of hypocrisy and his projection. A lot of times he makes videos talking about other people are bad in this way, and he's guilty of it himself.
God, King James Bible, not the critical text from the corrupted Catholic horrible texts that are not the right text.
You see, Rob Baker, he's been having an easy life, and he's just stayed soft and mediocre and average. Whereas me, I've had a whole life, I've been improved despite that. I didn't use this persecution as an excuse to get out of shape or lazy. Despite this persecution, program called Gang Soccer taught me, I've stayed in great shape, I've improved physically, healed myself of health problems, been disciplined, made changes to my diet, supplementation, certain things I used to eat like high sugar, quit eating that with a low sugar diet, got more discipline with my diet, got porn watching under control, so watching porn. And Rob Baker has been soft and had an easy life, and he's still out of shape and having health problems because he's lazy and slothful. So his character is really, really
and sin. Vaticanus, right? Vat, where wine comes from. That is exactly what was written you need. But that's what I was taught, be frugal. And if you don't have the money for it, you don't need it. Do stupid things like get in debt and try to use something and get our full thinking about. The other day I went shopping and my wife says, don't go shopping, honey. I'll do the shopping. Because I'm always looking for the deal. And they had a couple of steaks on sale. They had a couple of pork chops on sale. They had this on sale. I brought home a couple bags of groceries. Honey, I got it all on sale. Well, it didn't all fit in the fridge. So we cooked up a bunch of pork chops and steaks last night. And we're probably going to eat that for the next couple of days. But if it's a good deal, that makes me happy. because you feel like you did something good. You didn't waste money because you got something for a deal. Well, the same thing works for the ministry. When I look at the ministry, years ago, I got in the ministry and I said, Lord, I want to be used by you. And the Lord showed me that he wanted me to go to Honduras as a missionary. And so I went down as a missionary. And before that, I preached in about 200 churches and I gave the gospel and got to see some folks saved here in America and then people saved there in Honduras. And I always thought, preached 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah, so
for Jesus, and you get to have an
bring out the best of the birth in you, and in me, he brought up both. And people at Rob Baker would go, it's like, oh, Mike, you're a bad person, and you're going through difficulties, and I see you getting angry and cussing and lose your temper. It means you're a bad person. It shows that. As a matter of fact, I'm doing better with this than most people would. I mean, what's your excuse despite having a really hard life, being isolated, being targeted, and harassed? I've still been improving my health and fitness. Whereas the average Christian is out of shape, a porn addict, can't control the eating, haven't grown to have a character of discipline that can control the eating, so they end up being fat, see, and put the fork down. They don't care enough about the truth to learn about the truth. So it's like, I don't really care too much about lesser men like Robert Baker or more evil, wicked than I am, working to gas and go, Mike, you're bad. And a big part of what he's produced is for shade. He's on his people. Steph Collins my videos before. And he talks with passive aggressive sometimes. To a point where I count him as one of these people targeted for the program. And if not, he's helping the program by targeting the passive aggressiveness when other people are paid to do it for this prosecution program. So anyway, support. Robert Baker is a wicked man. He's out of shape. He's slothful, a lover of pleasures, immature. That's not the Bible. He's a man of no character. He's a wicked man. And his character has been exposed by his want to. He won't repent of his services. He's been teaching faith words in Old Testament. He's stayed out of shape. He blames processed food in America for his health problems and being out of shape. But the problem is he's been not buying unprocessed food. And his thing too, he could have been a lot better off, but he's too arrogant and prideful to recognize that he should have been listening to me and learning from me. See, his pride, his arrogance. He's got a character of pride and arrogance. To learn something requires humility to admit that there's something you don't know, see, and need to learn something. Which is why I've learned about vitamin C, because I realized I wasn't getting enough of it. And I realized that I've been told lies by some people that we need less than this time up on TV. But Rob Baker is too proud. He's came across me on YouTube more than 6 years. I say about 6 years ago. He hasn't learned, see. He should have been taking my advice all these years, and it could be better off. It's like he's talked about. He came across my YouTube channel 6 years ago, where I was teaching on health fitness. He almost went blind because he wasn't using the soap that I recommended in his household. So he has some toxic chemical gunk soap that shot into his eye. He went almost blind, had an eye patch for like 6 months of his videos. Okay. And that wouldn't happen if we were taking advice from my YouTube channel. All my friends recommended natural apple soap. See? And I bought that, which would be good advice. And using all this perfume fragrance hygiene clean products lowers your testosterone. And if testosterone goes down, belly fat goes up. See? If testosterone goes down, belly fat goes up. And I've showed it before the Nessons article. Rob Baker came across me, and it could have been learning from me how to lose belly fat, how to get in shape, how to improve his health with all the health points he was talking about. But he's been too prideful after finding my channel to go, you know what, I can tell this guy Mike Son knows what he's talking about. I gotta take his advice. So I've been talking about vitamin C megadosing. Tom Levy, MD, has been saying that vitamin C megadosing helps lose fat. Helps to lose fat just by taking vitamin C. According to Tom Levy. Or you mean what Mike Size has been saying for 6+ years, megadose vitamin C is my recommendation to people looking to improve their health. And you have had a problem, I don't like the fat that I have, but you never started taking vitamin C, megadose vitamin C, that you have heard me teach that people should. And if you would have listened to me, you would have lost fat, see. without having to work as hard and like I gotta stop walking 7 hours per day now. Something like this. You would have been losing fat just by taking a supplement, slowly but surely. See? And if you would have taken the advice, detox your life. I remember Tom Lee videos talk about toxins make people fat. Okay. And if you take vitamin C, that counteracts the toxins and help you lose fat. Oh, Mike has been teaching detox your life at protocol 6+6. They haven't been taking that protocol. Detox your life. Okay, here's my protocol I teach for years. The one I never got on. Cut down on the sugar. Okay. Quit the sugar, cut down on the sugar. Like eat a lot less sugar. On a low sugar diet. Detox life generally. Stop using all this toxic chemical, fragrance, perfume, hygiene, and cleaning products, and switch to more natural alternatives. Because the average person is getting all these toxins, that is toxins, all that, from the softener they're using to the shampoo, the shower gel, the countertop cleaners, the air fresheners, all that. So there's like all these toxins, but they're not making those vitamin C like I do. Okay. And Tom Lewis says toxins make you fat. Okay. And vitamin C, meganos can help you lose fat. And my protocol, before I heard Tom Levy teach, has been meganos vitamin C detox your life. Because Tom Levy understands health fitness as I do enough to be variable when he's teaching things. And he is more like academic, where he like does deep sleuthing research and PubMed sleuthing and NCBI.gov with the PMID numbers and makes like 3-hour videos and every claim backed up with PubMed oracles, the type of guy. But it's like it's a simple cut and right truth that we teach is do this and it's good for you. And then if you watch Tom Levy, just be like, why people are fat is because toxins and this is the oxidative stress and this vitamin C. But it's like if you would just listen to me, you would have the benefit of losing fat. Because my protocol for years has been cut down on the sugar, detox your life, which means stop using all these toxic chemical fragrance hygiene and cleaning products, replace with more natural alternatives, such as natural apple soap, make it also vitamin C. And that's like the level one. And then there's other supplements I would recommend every person to take on top of vitamin C. But that's all they do, eat less sugar, detox your life, replace these toxic chemical, fragrance, perfumed, hydrogen clean products with more natural alternatives, and make it also vitamin C. Just those three things would have helped you to lose fat and improve your health. So Robert Baker is proud. He's too proud and arrogant to be able to admit that he's come across me and he says a lot that he's whining about his health problems and he's got belly fat. When if he would have been listening to me, learning from me, he could have lost that belly fat a long time ago and be slim now. Okay. Maybe this guy knows a thing or two about how to not have belly fat. Okay. And this is me. I'm 37. Did not according to statistics. I'm in the top 1%, 0.004. Only 1 in 25,000 men have a six pack. And if I look at why, like ask ChatGPT, well, it's because it takes discipline, which is part of your character. And it takes like a lifestyle, some lifestyle. And that lifestyle is not thoughtful, lazy, and stuff your mouth with junk food and not exercising. Okay. Now, here's the truth. Megadose of vitamin C in of itself, reducing sugar intake without exercising more, can make a big difference in terms of staying in shape and preventing getting fat. So I've been teaching this for years. Fatness, okay. Part of male health, hormonal health, is your testosterone levels. If testosterone goes down in a man, belly fat goes up. Okay. A very reliable indicator, visual indicator of testosterone levels have declined from previous level is adipose tissue collection at the stomach area, meaning belly fat, which means if I come back next year, I got a belly now, and I'm not ripped with a six pack. I gotta prove to you, I still have it. Okay. Okay. If I come back, okay, and I got if I go to prison for 3 years and I come back on YouTube, then I got a beer belly and man boobs. That would indicate that my testosterone has gone down since you saw me with a six pack. Okay, my testosterone levels, because there's a strong connection between belly fat in males and testosterone. You have a natural decline in testosterone levels year by year after like 30, around 30, but then they say around 1% per year after 30. And testosterone, low T makes it, testosterone going down makes you get belly fat, okay? So testosterone decline year by year after 30, which way has what's called dad bod. So that just boils down to testosterone have declined by a lot of guys have dad bods in their 20s and 30s now. So basically, it's a connection between belly fat and testosterone. So if testosterone goes down, belly fat goes up. And in the inverse, if you raise testosterone naturally, meaning if you have low T now from the lifestyle, and you address that, you can start losing belly fat. In the ways I would recommend, cut down on the sugar, detox life, less toxins, more vitamin C than antitoxin. And without any exercise, if people take my advice, they would have uh, better outcomes. So there's a connection between belly fat and testosterone, and if testosterone goes down, belly fat goes up. Okay, what are some things to lower testosterone? Fragrance, perfume, hydrogen clean products can lower testosterone. Softener, soft serve ice cream, sugar is another thing. Soft drinks, sugar is another thing. They can lower testosterone. And I've done this before. I make videos like this and work for 3 hours to be viable, and I get zero likes and not paid a cent. But I spent 3 hours working hard, and then, like even this just be on kind of talking. But I said, why would I do it right now? And like show you, here's the PubMed article, here's the Men's Health article about fragrance, perfume, hygiene products being bad for your hormonal health. Okay. And here's this and that. It's like, I'm not speaking the truth. So I said, I don't have to back it up. You can take it or leave it, understand? And then if you want to not believe what I'm saying is true, then you're missing out, understand? I'm ripped with a six pack at 37. Only one in 25,000 men above 35 years old have six pack abs, which was in the top 1% fitness elite. Okay. And anyway, here's the point. Here's my health fitness protocol. First, going to do a disclaimer here. Fools despise wisdom, motion, instruction. This content is for educational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional. Okay. So here's my protocol, my basic protocol I share with people. If you're looking to improve your health, if that's meet your fitness goals, unless your fitness goals are to get sicker and more out of shape. Okay. If you're looking to improve mentally, physically, um, here's the advice, the basic protocol. One, cut down on the sugar. The average American, according to statistics, consumes about 80 grams of sugar per day. So go from 80 plus to 20 minus. Get below 20 grams and stay below 20 grams of sugar is an upper tolerable level, meaning get and stay below 20 grams of sugar per day. Go on a low sugar diet. And I live as I learn. I eat one time per day. It's very easy to make sure there's not more than 20 grams of sugar in one meal. Okay. Here's the protocol. One, cut down on the sugar, go on a low sugar diet. And specifics, what's a low sugar diet? Stay below 20 grams of sugar per day. And the closer to zero, the better for you. Okay. Two, detox your life generally. And I can make that category really big and talk about all like common toxic exposures that people have. I don't have to tell people smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol is bad for health. Okay, but there's some things that people are doing that is wreaking havoc on the health, and they're not cognizant of it, not really thinking about how bad they are. So one, Mike's basic fitness protocol. This is the basic level. You could say it's like 0.5. Okay, you'd be like the zero point 0.5 protocol, and then 1.0 would be, but it has other supplements like vitamin C. But here's the basic health fitness protocol. One, cut down on the sugar. Stay below 20 grams. Go on a low sugar diet. Okay. Stay below 20 grams of sugar per day. And the closer to zero, the better. Two, detox life generally. Meaning, and what I like to include in that detox life, at least cover these toxins. The average person uses all these toxic chemical hydrogen home cleaning products. And as a rule of thumb, is if it's a commercial common product, like a popular commercial one product and perfume fragrance is bad for your health. Okay. Perfume, cologne, deodorant, softener, the shampoo most people use, shower gel, has all these chemicals in it, and styrene and perfume and fragrance, this and that. Um, so detox your life. Replace as many of these toxic chemical hydrogen home cleaning products as possible with natural alternatives. Don't spray air freshener. You don't need air freshener. You don't you need to use softener when the washing clothes in the washing machine, which is pretty much like drenching clothes in perfume. Okay. Um, cut down the sugar, detox your life, stop using all these toxic chemical, fragrance, perfume, hygiene, clean products, replace them with natural alternatives. And if that's too much for you, it's like you want the perfume hand washing soap when you're washing hands. Well, stop using what you're using now in the shower. So switch to natural apple soap, and you can use natural apple soap to wash your hands, shower, clean your floors. That's what I use. So I don't use all these toxic chemical hiding home cleaning products most people use, like perfume scented shower gel shampoo. I use natural apple soap. I buy multi-packs natural apple soap. I use that for showering, washing my hands, cleaning my floors with a bucket and mop, even countertop cleaning, and just learn something you can use instead. So that's what I recommend. You can use that. Switch to natural apple soap for washing your hands, showering, things like this, and then stop using these toxic chemical kind of cleaning products like the shampoo, shower gel with the perfume, fragrance, styrene, this and that in it. Um, and if you are willing to switch to natural apple soap, I don't want to take showers without perfume soap or wash my hands without perfume soap. But if you replace one, if you change one thing, it's like you still use this perfume, fragrance, chemical stuff that you use in the shower. If you switch to natural apple soap for the bathroom sink, so every time you wash your hands in the bathroom sink, you use natural apple soap. That's better than nothing. So anyway, simple. Quit the sugar, or at least go on a low sugar diet, eat less sugar. Okay. One, detox life generally. Replace as many of these toxic chemical and home cleaning products as possible with natural alternatives. And three, megadose vitamin C. And I used to go 6 grams per day for a lower month based on minimum. I raised it to 12 grams. Okay. And the 6 grams is more for patient compliance than anything else because 6 grams is enough to make a difference. If a person starts taking 6 grams vitamin C per day, that's enough to make a difference while being suboptimal. So I don't believe there's a human adult that needs less than 12 grams vitamin C per day. Okay. So that's my new, is I've got a more bold with it. It's like, I used to be, well, I said that part, right? It's like 6 grams is enough to make a difference. And it's low enough that you have some people hearing me recommend 6 grams per day will take it. And if I put it at 12, which is a better level, there's more people that might be like, it sounds like a lot of grams of vitamin C. And I don't want to take many grams of vitamin C. So these are patient compliance. So but still, 6 grams of vitamin C per day is enough to make a big difference in your health. Okay. But why rob yourself of like the full effect of getting even more? And even more is not too much. So 12 grams per day of vitamin C. And if you don't want to take 12, at least get 6. And if you can't or don't want to take 6, then take 3, okay? So um, I made a video this the other day. You buy ascorbic acid powder in bulk and you can make a vitamin C water. I made videos teaching people how to do that. But yeah, so detox your life. Uh, Cut down the sugar, detox your life, megadose vitamin C. And Rob Baker is too proud to admit. Here's a graphic there. And this is a little bit basic plus, you could say. So 6 grams a day is enough to make a difference. But better yet, you get 12 grams, okay? So, less sugar, more vitamin C, and detox your life is improvement. Now, Rob Baker is proud, okay? He's been he's been staying weak. He doesn't have masculine energy. He's got low T beta cock energy. Okay, he's got high estrogen, low T energy, and meaning a lack of his kind of averagely low energy and uh, so here's the point. Take my advice on that. People can learn. People don't know what they've been missing out on by not taking my advice. So if you look at the pros and be greater health mentally and physically, you can learn that from me. And Rob Baker is one of these people that came across me years back on YouTube. And I've been talking about recommended natural lipo soap, vitamin C, mega dosing, teaching on belly fat and how there's connection between testosterone going down and belly fat going up, and how to deal with that. Here are ways the average person lives their life that attacks testosterone. There's a connection between belly fat and testosterone levels. So cut down on the sugar, make those vitamin C, detox your life. Here's other supplements are good to take. Robert Baker doesn't show the signs of taking this advice, but it shows up after finding my channel. I got this belly, I get rid of it. I blame the processed food in America because I got health problems. So I got this belly to get rid of. And then he comes back again and goes, yeah, I realized that with the belly as hormonal, so I need to eat more protein. You need a lot more than upper regulating your protein intake to address your low T. Okay. So as a matter of fact, bonus rounds now. See if we can find this article. Okay, so I've been teaching this for years, recommending people. Part of my health fitness coach, I've been teaching people vitamin mega dosing. Okay, my advice has been included but not being limited to. My advice has been including this but not limited to this. Uh, Sugar is bad for your health. Cut down the sugar. That's a big problem. People eating too much sugar. So less sugar. Megadose supplements. I've been teaching on that too. Recommending vitamin megadosing, vitamin C and other supplements. And warning people about these toxic chemical hydrogen home cleaning products, how bad they are for you. And teaching you how to get your hygiene home cleaning needs done in ways that don't include these toxic chemical hydrogen cleaning products. So we're going to look at some here. I was looking for a certain article I looked at before. Six everyday things that may be messing with the testosterone. New York Post. Mouthwash. Oh, you mean like Mike has been teaching and using natural do it yourself salt water as mouthwash, making videos about my dental care routine, sharing that with you too. See, natural do it yourself mouthwash, just salt water is what I use for mouthwash. Oh, that's another thing Mike's been teaching, having a high testosterone physique, not having a dad bod in the shoulders like a lot of guys do now. Remember, a sign of low testosterone or testosterone having gotten lower than it used to be is belly fat. You get more belly fat. Scented. So basically, scented products in general. If that's shampoo, shower gel, air fresheners, scented candles, this or that. Phthalates and synthetic fragrance components. Oh, you mean like I've been teaching for years about how retarded the shampoo is? We're not only transdermally absorbing chemicals from the shampoo, but you're standing with the steam, the fumigating, where like you stand in a small room and releasing this fragrance perfume mist. And when it's standing on the sink with warm water, steamifying, kind of like aromatizer for this, you get this perfumed soap, multi-chemical gunk with fragrances, and wash your hands every day, inhaling the fragrance perfume and whatever else in there. Okay, every day. And then washing softener, wash clothes all the time, that's outgassing, you're constantly inhaling wash when you're wearing a washer clothes. Washing a washed shirt, you're all day inhaling fumes. Okay. Oh, you mean like Mike's been teaching for years that that's part of the problem with health? Okay. And being incredibly valuable by also teaching you to stop making those vitamin C. So even if people keep using all these retarded things, but they make those vitamin C, these toxins will be affecting them less. Like the perfume, using toxic chemical hydrogen clean products like they are, like shampoo. If they were not vitamin C deficient as they are, they'd be less hurt by that. It's not just about the toxins portion, it's about the antitoxin. So Yeah, I've been incredibly valuable by teaching the truth. These things are bad for you. Here's something you can switch to that's not bad for you. Megalos vitamin C. So if that's all people have been doing, watch my videos. I'm not gonna eat less sugar. I'm not gonna stop using my perfume hydrogen clean products. But I'm gonna start Megalos vitamin C. They'd be less hurt by these bad things they're doing because of the high amount of vitamin C they would be put in the body every day. See? Now, even better is warn you and inform you these things you're using are bad for you. Here's something you can switch to natural apple soap. Here's what I use for mouthwash salt water. Okay. And avoid drinking out of plastic containers as much as possible. Now, possibly, the one thing you could drink out of a plastic container that's not bad for your health, no matter if it's like spring water, the point of plastic water sits in the supermarket 2 weeks, the plastic is like sweating toxins into the liquid, okay? Uh, the one thing I can see would do more good than harm would be if you made pH neutral vitamin C water and put it into a bottle. Like if they sold instead of like a plastic Coca-Cola big bottle, but it was 30 grams of vitamin C in there, pH reduced to an acidic level with food sort of bicarb. I could see how that, despite whatever you have a liquid in a plastic bottle, the liquid starts soaking up plastic poisons. Okay. Now, the one thing I could see is going to do more good than harm is you have a serious amount of vitamin C in there. Now, that doesn't mean I'm recommending it, but here's the point. I recommend that you use glass. You drink out of glass, okay, and you don't drink out of plastic, okay. So anyway, okay. So it's the point. I'm trying to find a Men's Health article about styrene. Here, non-toxic men's personal care products are full of hormone-disrupting chemicals linked to low testosterone, reduced sperm count. Oh, you mean like I've been teaching you and you haven't been listening to me because this guy Mike's nuts and he thinks he knows more than me about health fitness and his advice is good and I need it. And you've been using these fragrance products and you have a low testosterone beer belly and I'm built like this, but I'm still crazy. See? Even though, do you understand? They said low testosterone makes you have belly fat. Your testosterone goes down, you have belly fat go up. It's like, oh, this guy's been teaching you. What you do right now is attack your testosterone, all these fragrance parts you're using, the vitamin C deficiency, everything else. And you have like a beer belly. It's like, oh, this guy Mike is crazy. I'm not going to take his advice. That's not what he's talking about. It's not good advice. I'm going to keep using the perfume fragrance products and softener and not take vitamin C and eat a high sugar diet. I'm not going to take this guy's advice. Okay. So actually, let's do this. Testosterone belly fat. Testosterone and belly fat have a two-way link. Low testosterone can cause more belly fat to accumulate, and excess belly fat can actively lower testosterone levels. The hormone fat cycle, the drop. Low testosterone makes it hard to keep lean muscle and burns fewer calories, leading to fat gain around the middle. Belly fat contains an enzyme called aromatase that changes testosterone into estrogen, which lowers your testosterone even more. And this advice is not as good as mine. Megalos vitamin C, decrease your toxin exposure, and go on a low sugar diet. And sugar kind of has a toxin, so I can fit that into that. It could be just one it could be, I could just make one category. If I want to have less, I could go detox your life because vitamin C is an antitoxin. So you take an antitoxin, it has antitoxic effects, detoxification. Sugar is a toxin, has a toxic effect, gives you inflammation, oxidative stress. So, oh, and here's the other toxins. But it's like to be more, just I give you three parts. It's like one, cut down the sugar to detox life generally. Stop using these toxic chemical clean products, the fragrance ones, and make those vitamin C. There's other supplements you should take too if you're looking to be healthy. But the most important one I would say is vitamin C. And why do I say that? The other ones, uh, magnesium, D3, K2, B complex, things like these are good too. But vitamin C is the antitoxin vitamin. And the problem is we have, do you understand? It's like takes a lot of niacinamide deficiency to get pellagra or become paroxysophrenic or something like this. takes an extreme deficiency. Do you understand? But the main problem is the toxin exposures we have. They have so much toxic exposures in society from people inhaling fumes, smog, inhaling chemical all the time. They're eating, getting toxins into them. So the most important thing, as far as I'm concerned, is like majoring on antitoxin, the antitoxic supplement vitamin C. So that's the number one supplement as far as I'm concerned. If I could only bring one vitamin with me to desert island, it would be vitamin C, not magnesium, not D3K2. And on a deserted island, it might be one of these fringe cases where you're getting like almost enough from being like butt naked or on a deserted island, getting like tropical sun all the time. It might be getting some vitamin D there. Okay. So anyway, men's health, men's health, Perisol chemical. So you can find it. Here, I found it. So I remembered parts of the article. I can name it there. And then here was the Google search. Okay. Men's health pedestal chemical. And that string of words helped. I was like, where's the men's health article? And then we look at AI and other articles that are saying the same thing. But this is the specific article I was looking for. And this is an article I've been referencing and sharing for years when teaching this. Why a deodorant might be making you sick, tired, and impotent. Chemicals in scented products like deodorant, shampoo, and cologne have been linked to a wide range of health risks. The scariest part, we don't know just how many there are. From shampoo to soap to deodorant to hair wax, most grooming products these days are heavily scented. In fact, you may be piling on half a dozen more fragrance products when you get ready for work. And that's not even counting actual fragrance products like cologne. Even detergent, dry sheets, air freshener, and countertop cleaner are likely scented. That could be a problem, according to some experts who are sounding alarm about potential health risks with chemicals. What kind of health risks? Breathing for asthma attacks, migraines, da, da, da. And then let's go to testosterone, hormone health here. Steinman is far from the only researcher to express concern about chemicals in fragrance products. A handful of studies have found that phthalates, a class of chemicals that can be used in scented soaps and shampoos, can also have some harrowing effects. According to Heather Pedersen, PhD, an adjunct professor of biological sciences at North Carolina State University, who runs a lab studying the biological effects of consumer chemicals. These compounds have been linked to abnormalities of male reproductive system development and are suspected of having neurodevelopmental effects. She says maybe that's probably why so many people are neurotypical, on top of other things that the parents have put in their bodies for many years, but also people with ADHD and bipolar and this and that they're having like mental problems. Maybe part of it is like the shampoo shower gel and the soft wash clothes and mom is spraying countertop cleaner air freshener all over the place. And then other ways that the average parent is poisoning their own child, as far as I'm concerned. I'd say the average parent is poisoning their own child by how they raise them. Okay. From sweets and treats, feeling high sugar to washing your clothes with softness, things like this. And it's like in this day and age, now you really, if you grew up in the 90s or pregnant in the 90s and you raise kids and you have a little bit of a guilty conscience here, that's good, okay? You're not a psychopath. That's the point. If you're a person watches you 60 and you raise kids that are like flown out of the home, okay, and you were raising kids, they were born like in the 70s, 80s, and they left their home like 2000, something like this. We didn't have the access that we have with the internet being so easily accessible, and we didn't have ChatGPT and Grok and AI and Google being as effective as it is at like if you're just looking for the truth, using Grok, using ChatGPT, using Google searches before they had that, it's like you could find the truth. Do you understand? In passing, somebody tells you vitamin C is good for your health. You search vitamin C helps for allergies or something like this. And you look on Google, there's gonna be something available in one of the search results there. And if you keep looking hard enough, you might have. Do you understand? If in 2010, if somebody told me, like somebody like me from the future, Mike, you got allergies and asthma, you need to learn about vitamin C megadosing. Vitamin C can help your allergies, your asthma. If I just Google vitamin C helps allergies, asthma, or vitamin C for do some little brief Googling and just look at it, I found Andrew Saul's website most likely sooner or later. If I just search vitamin C allergies, vitamin C asthma, and just looked at the search results. Like maybe I had to go to page 24 or something like this. Maybe not. But click around, I would have found eventually Andrew Saul's homesteading website. Andrew Saul has passed now. And he had like these articles about vitamin C and L, these vitamin C and that, referencing Kleiner and Cascade and things like this. So here's the point. In this day and age, it's like you have less of an excuse. Okay, it's like you have less of an excuse. It's like if you raise your kids and your kids have like asthma, allergies, and this and that problem. It's like you were wash the clothes with soft, spraying countertop cleaner, feed them a high sugar diet, not promoting a healthy diet, and they have health problems now. Now you have less of an excuse now with Tom Levy on podcast and Mike Sal live streaming on YouTube and being active on Instagram and TikTok. And I'm on a platform that you are on, okay? And it's teaching how bad these things are. And this chat GPT and uh, people going to and fro and knowledge increasing. And you live in a time now where it's harder to excuse yourself what I didn't know, okay? Because information is available. And there's people out here that are not just like, well, if you search for the truth, like, is shampoo bad for your health? You can find it. But it's actually people like me for years on YouTube and other places going, this is bad for your health. So you might actually come across it, understand? So, anyways, the point. I'm going to drop this link. Oh, I've been referencing this article for years. I've been doing health fitness coaching, teaching people. Oh, but this guy Mike's nuts. Yeah, I've been teaching the truth of why a lot of guys out of shape and have belly fat because low T. And then I've been teaching why a lot of guys have had testosterone problems, high sugar diet, toxic chemical exposure, vitamin deficiencies. And if all you do is add 3 supplements, you can make a difference. Okay, enough vitamin C, magnesium, D3K2. It can make a big difference. Now, ultimately, on top of adding proper supplementation to your lifestyle, start the supplement, right type of amount. You should, if you care about your health, mental, physical health, cut down on the sugar, detox your life, stop using all these toxic chemical fragrance, perfume, hydrogen clean products. Do you know only 1 in 25,000 men above 35 years old have six-pack abs? Why? Because the average person lives their life is like the wage of all the testosterone levels. And if testosterone goes down, belly fat goes up. Do you understand? The same guy also has like rare athletic performance and energy where people accuse him of being on drugs because there's so much energy, which are all like effects of testosterone, energy, workload, being able to work hard and do exercising a lot and having energy and like lean muscle. I said people, oh Mike, you gotta be on drugs or something. I'm not on drugs. So anyways, the point. You gotta put up this disclaimer again. I have a Rumble channel. I should have added this to the health fitness channel. I forgot. I could click a plus sign if I want to add it. I went live here to my main Rumble channel, by my user account. This content is for educational purpose only and does not replace professional medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional. Let's read the extra cautious medical disclaimer because I've been sharing my opinion stuff. Extra cautious medical and health disclaimer. This content does not provide medical advice. All information is for informational and educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult a qualified healthcare provider before making a change in diet, supplement, medication, or lifestyle. Reliance on any information provided solely at your own risk. So, speak of vitamin C, I have been getting enough vitamin C recently. I need to go to the kitchen and drink some vitamin C water. So, I'm gonna finish up and that's the article. And in short, subscribe to my Rumble channel, Mike's Health Fitness. But I'm gonna verify it's a new upstart channel. And if you want to make more videos on health fitness topics, You go there, my channels. Here, Mike's Health Fitness. And I only had 2 videos there. That's online. And we'll see if that link works. I hope it does. Mike's Health Fitness. Looks like it might work. Mike's Health Fitness. Yeah. So basically, takeaway: you've been warned. Uh, you've been taught and warned. Okay. So if you want to be healthier, here are some things you can do. And a lot of times I feel like I need to make, and it becomes like I feel like I want to cover this, and this, and this, and this, and that. But it's like here are some things that are important that can help your health. Cut down on the sugar. Replace as many of these toxic chemicals. Stop using these toxic chemical fragrance, hygiene, or clean products, and replace with more natural alternatives. And there's a lot of alternatives. And what I use for showering, washing my hands, cleaning my floors with a bucket of mop is natural apple soap. It's a fragrance-free, perfume-free. That's a type, not a brand. Okay. And supplements. Okay. Vitamin C, magnesium. And the reason I do agree with Tom Levy, I've been recommending like a long list of protocol: vitamin C, magnesium, niacinamide, D3K2, omega-3 fish oil, B complex, ashwagandha, this, that, and the other thing. But I do agree with Tom Levy's like 3 lists where it says vitamin C, magnesium, D3K2 based off some studies about all-cause mortality. That if people take these supplements, that it affects all-cause mortality this way. So I think it's a decent top 3 list. That's the point. Vitamin C, magnesium, D3K2. How much vitamin C? Not less than 6 grams per day. What type of vitamin C? Pure ascorbic acid. Magnesium. So bare minimum 6 grams vitamin C per day. Magnesium, 1,000 milligrams magnesium per day. D3K2, 6,000 IUs, D3 with K2 per day. That's my recommendation for him or those looking to start supplementing. That's my recommendation, my doctor. 6 grams vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams magnesium, 6,000 IUs, D3 with K2. Okay. Other additional supplements, other supplements are good to take. B complex, a good B complex. Niacinamide, vitamin B3. Ashwagandha, L-theanine. Ashwagandha and theanine low stress, which magnesium and vitamin C does as well. And one of the ways that you can have testosterone declining is too much stress. So I'm gonna finish up. Basically, take my advice, cut it dry. Take my advice, and you see health fitness improvement. Gotta finish.